Hello there. Well, I just thought I'd share my, what can I say? Thought I'd share how I restore vintage Masters of the Universe figure damaged legs. So reattach them to the figures so that they aren't loose and floppy and sit properly. I've got Prince Adam here. His legs are all loose and stretchy. He won't stand properly. Look at this. He's actually doing the splits. Yeah, so he's a good candidate. He's a really nice figure, actually, that one. So I want to, fix him up. So what I do use for this, and I've learnt this off someone on YouTube who's very good at fixing toys. I'm not going to name drop, but he is excellent in his ideas, and I've done almost an identical copy of his method. The only thing that I've changed is I'm using screw hooks that have the full circle. So some people suggest to use the half circle ones, and then just close them up. I just got these because that's what was available at my local hardware store. And I'm also using the 1 centimeter rubber O-rings for this repair instead of 30mm ones folded over. So instead of using one, I'll use two, and that's how I'll do it. I've just got to pause this video while I prepare the figure, so I'll be back soon. Stay tuned. Okay, so I've just taken the sword and the jacket off Prince Adam here, but now what I'm going to do, and I've only got one hand to do it, but I just snapped off a leg. If you look there, there's the old band inside. I can do it with one hand. That's how brittle they become. Sorry about the light. So in there is the remnants of the old band. I'll leave most of that in there, and I'll show you why after. It's actually not too bad to leave it in there. I'm going to try and pull this one out. Okay, so we've got our figure. So there's a front hole. That big one you can see right through. See his hand through there? But then behind that, down in the back there, there's not that top semicircular hole, but that rectangular looking one at the very back, and you can see it also in there, not the circle one, but the one at the back. So that's where we're going to be running our new bands through, basically. But what I'm going to do now is clean up these. I'll have to get the pliers to just pull that old bit of rubber out of there. I'm going to clean them up, and then I'll show you them once I've done, once the legs are ready for the next stage, and we'll be back shortly. Alright, so I took the rubber out, but as I said, I've left those little bits in. That is so that when I put these screw hooks in there, which you can see I've opened up, and I'll show you in a minute why, the thread on this little fella will go into that rubber, and that'll give it a good way to start the thread before it pushes into the plastic that's inside the leg, so it'll have something to bite onto. Okay, one hook I've opened up. Where is it? Sorry. So that hook there I've opened up, that's opened up a bit. That's going to have the two bands put on it soon. Two of those 1 centimeter bands that are in there are going to be flipped over that. But first, I'm going to screw that hook there into Prince Adam's. It'll be his right leg. It looks like the left leg from the front, but it's his right leg. So that will get screwed into there. Then two of these fellows will go over that hook, and I'll close that hook up. So once I've done that, I'll show you where I'm at. Alright, this video is taking a while, I just realised, so I'm going to try and hurry up. So that's thread into there. The 2 rubber rings, which are 10 millimeters in circumference, I put through there. Then I've closed the hook up. Now I don't wind it all the way in. I wind it in tight enough that it's strong, but not all the way in, because I want to be able to use that adjustment with the thread later on to align the legs so that they're standing correctly. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is set up for the next stage, which with a piece of fishing line, which is here. I'm going to feed those rubber rings and that leg through the hole in He-Man's backside. So when I've got that stage ready, I'll return. Alright, this is proving really difficult to do. But what I'm trying to show you here is, bear with me, my apologies. So, here's, where are we? Looks like I've got a mess here, but I know what I'm doing. So, here, you can see I've got the fishing line going through the back hole. Now the fishing line is thick fishing line, because you've got to use a bit of force with this. So you want some strong fishing line, or you can use a bit of nylon string or whatever. So what I'm doing there is I'm pulling that in to there, and then that's lined up in proximity to where it needs to go. And with any luck, sometimes you've got to align the string or the fishing line so it's not on the plastic at the back there. Okay, so how do I do that? What I'll do is I'm just going to adjust this here, and then I can feel that it's now in the right sort of spot. Oh, at least I thought it was. Let's give this a really tight pull. There we go. I felt that go through. Then I've got the bands. See, I'm pulling the bands out of here. What I'm going to do now, get Adam's arm out of the way. I've got a thin screwdriver here, and while I'm pulling hard with the fishing line to keep those in the position that they need to be in, I'm going to slip the the screwdriver into the bands there. And I hope you can see what I'm doing. It's like a surgery. And then that there, if you see what I've done with the screwdriver, that is now held into position. So what I'll do now is I'll prepare the next stage. So we need to keep that in that position. Okay, I'll be right back. Alright. That's terrible footage. Now what I'm going to do, I've done this. That's the other leg. That's your other hook screwed in a fair way. Big wide gap on this hook. So I'm just going to pull the screwdriver out enough there. It's really difficult, this part. I mean, you can do it, but it just takes practice and patience. Oh, look at that, I got it through there straight away. See, I hope you could see how I threaded that through there. Now that I've got that through there, I'm going to pull the fishing line out of the way. I'm going to get my pliers. Well, this will be tricky on this angle. And I'm going to attempt to close the hook up. I don't know if I can do it while I'm filming. I'll try. It's not easy. What I want to do is close that hook up. Here we go. Oh, a bit of Snoop Dogg and swearing in the background because of my music. Pulling, now that that's there, I know it's alright. I can pull the screwdriver out. And there's the leg attached. Yes, it's floppy. There he is. But don't stress, because we're a long way from finished. Now what I'm going to do, that leg, his left leg is currently very loose because I've hardly screwed that in yet. So with the pliers, I'm going to hold that. I'm going to hold that hook and screw that leg in. Now I don't want to go too far. Like, I want to go far enough that I don't open up the hole in the top of the leg to make it wide, because I want the leg to still fit into the body nicely. Now I know that's not in quite the right position there because of the angle of that leg, but I think probably about there. I'll be pretty close. I'm going to whip back over to this other side and do those same type of adjustments there. So I'm going to hold that with the pliers. I hope you can see. Got to hold them firm. Sometimes the whole thing wants to spin like that. Just readjust myself here a little. You got to be a bit strong with these things, but not break anything. You sort of just get a feel for it, like anything. Pretty good. They feel reasonable. I feel like this one might need a tiny bit more tightening. It's a little bit loose still. Maybe one more full turn. Okay. I think might be reasonable. The test. Yeah. The test. I don't know what happened then. Something happened with my phone. I think I accidentally paused it. So you can see his legs are now attached. And then pretty tight. I can pull them a bit, but with the original ones you could do the same. So what I'm going to do is try and stand him up. Okay. So can we get him to stand? This is extremely difficult with one hand. Oh, come on, bro. I might have to make some more minor adjustments here, but honestly, he'll, yeah. I actually think I need to tighten up the legs a bit more. Let me tighten up the legs and I'll be back. Alright. A bit of an adjustment, and you know, one leg is back a little bit to balance him up, but he's fixed. Legs aren't loose anymore. You know, these things are difficult to stand at the best of times, but he's good. Oh, they're so finicky little buggers, but yeah. So that's how I do it basically. I hope this has helped somebody. I'm going to give this figure a clean and redress him. He's missing his belt, unfortunately, but it's a nice figure. Yeah, but you know, the way I look at it is, I'm not into repro parts on any toys. But when it comes to the leg bands on motu figures, especially these vintage ones, I'm all for repairing them, because these rubber bands that they have in them, they literally perish so much that they just completely fall to bits. You can't do anything about that. It's just inevitable that they'll perish, and you either accept that your figure won't stand, or you can use stands and try and stand it. But again, even at some point after that, you've got to do something with the leg bands, or your legs are literally going to fall off your figures. You know, I've got a lot of figures that I've repaired like this, and they look perfectly fine. No one's going to see your repair work if you do it properly, and it's inside the torso and the legs of the toy. And I think it's a well worth effort. It costs like, I don't know, those dudes a couple of dollars a packet. I think there was 25 in a packet, and the 1 centimeter O-rings there, I think there's like 100 in there, and I think I paid about $15 at Bunnings Warehouse. And you do literally dozens of figures with that many. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I know it's gone really long, 14 minutes and 20. I was hoping it was only going to be like a 5-minute video. But anyway, it's a bit of a crappy quality movie, but again, I hope this helps someone, and don't be afraid to give things a try. Just, you know, I use long nose pliers and just a skinny screwdriver, fishing line, and just basic things there, and patience and practice, and you'll get it. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and good luck with your adventures. And I'll just add that I do collect vintage motu, but I've actually been collecting vintage Star Wars for several years, and it's my focus. But I like motu, and I also collect that now as well, and absolutely love collecting vintage toys. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.